Can you make money in college? Yes, without a 4.0 GPA and without working yourself to the bone. Hi, my name is Nia and I made over $30,000 while I was in college from internships. This video is going to cover how I did it and how you can do it too. First, a little background. I had an internship every summer while I was in college. So that's 3 internships, one after my freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year. I also had internships during the school year with my school. And they were all paid internships, but my first internship, I made a lot less than I did at my last one. But I specifically like summer internships because they're a great way to not only make a substantial amount of money, build your network, see what life is like in the adult world, and actually apply your major to an actual job. But they don't take away from your school and they don't add to your stress or your class load during the semester. And overall, I was able to learn and grow both personally and professionally over the summer and make money while doing it. And I was able to use those funds to invest and grow my net worth to over 6 figures while I was still in college and buy my house when I graduated. So that's just a little bit that you can do with internships, and trust me, you can do a lot more, but you got to learn how to get them first. So when I was in college, like I said, I did not have the perfect GPA. I learned very quickly after my first semester in college that your GPA is not the most important part of being in college. It's actually a lot about the networks that you build, the people that you meet, and the experience that you have. And I knew that internships were the key to not only building my resume, but also setting myself up for post-college success. So here's how I did it. The first thing I did to get an internship every summer while I was in college is I checked my email regularly. And you have to build this habit because email is not a very common form of communication, especially for college age students. I get it. I'm the type of person, I have like 10,000 emails in my inbox, but I promise you, with all those emails just sitting there, you are missing out on opportunities. If you are in college and you just look through your email right now, you probably have at least $5,000 to $10,000 worth of opportunities, whether that be from internships or scholarships. So make sure you're checking your email. A lot of internships, they come through your school's like listserv or a part of the organizations that you are with. They will be on different employers' email lists. So for example, the first internship I got was with the Department of Energy, and there's actually a website where you can find government internships. I'll leave the resource where you can download my ebook that tells you how you can get internships the easy way, and the website to actually find internships through the government on that website. But my school was on the distribution list from the Department of Energy. So I learned about a college enrichment program that was offered by the Department of Energy. I was able to apply, get accepted to that program. And college enrichment programs, which we'll talk about a little bit later, are just like an introduction to the company. So you can learn a little bit more about them, and you're also able to fast track an internship application. So I went to Denver, Colorado, and I stayed there for about 2 to 3 days, and I got to meet with my research coordinator. I asked some really good questions, and I was engaged. So that's another thing. When you get the opportunities, be engaged with the people that you meet, because that's how you set yourself apart. And from that, I was able to get my first internship, have that experience on my resume. And my second internship, which was at Procter Gamble, again, I found it through my email. One of the organizations that I was a part of at my university, Procter Gamble, was one of the employers, and our school was on their distribution list. I got to learn about the enrichment program, applied, was in Cincinnati for like a day or two, and then also got that internship. And my third internship was at JPMorgan Chase, and guess where I got that one? My email. You are exactly right. I checked my email, and again with another one of those enrichment programs, and was able to get an internship from there. And moral of the story is check your email and just apply for the opportunities, even if you don't all the way qualify. I think a great way to build this habit is habit stacking. So if you ever read the book Atomic Habits, this is one of the practices that's taught. Just take 5 minutes, 10 minutes max per day actually checking your email. So for example, if you go to like your dining hall, you know you have to eat lunch. So before you start eating your meal, or even while you're eating a meal, just take 5 minutes, check your emails. Or in the morning, say you like to get coffee or tea before you go to class, Check your emails while you're getting your coffee or tea. Just get in the habit of checking your email on a daily basis so that you don't miss out on opportunities. In conjunction with checking your email on a daily basis, at the bare minimum weekly basis, join organizations and clubs on your college's campus. These could be professional organizations. Like, for example, I was a chemistry major, so I was a part of the American Chemical Society and also the National Society of Black Engineers. So join different professional organizations or organizations that are aligned to your major, because again, employers will use these types of organizations for their recruitment efforts. So we would have different like pizza nights or just Q&A sessions hosted by these different employers, and they would have their recruiter come to campus, learn more about the students, and again, make those connections. So you can connect with that person via LinkedIn afterwards, or what you should do is research them on LinkedIn before they get to your college's campus. And then when they are on campus, you have a question to ask them about their specific experience. And that really sets you apart, because not a lot of people will go the extra mile and do that pre-research before the recruiter gets there. So if you do, that sets you apart. I also love to take pictures with the recruiter or just people that I meet. I think it's a great way to have the face, name, connection, and memory. My thing is, I always say, hey, I'm really not good with names. Do you mind if we take a picture? I'll send you this picture afterwards so you remember me and I remember you. That's a great way to set yourself apart when it comes to connecting with recruiters specifically. But be careful, because it's not always the more organizations you join, the more access you'll have to opportunities, because burnout is a real thing. Overcommitment is a real thing. So I would say maybe 3 professional organizations max you should focus on, and then do one for fun that you like and that you're passionate about as well. And the other great thing about joining these organizations is you can ask your upperclassmen. So say you're a freshman or sophomore, if you know someone who's a junior or senior and who has done an internship at a company that you're interested in, like for example Deloitte, I know like the big 4 consulting firms, those are very popular, and there's probably a lot of upperclassmen in your organizations that have done those. So ask them for their experience, ask them to make introductions to recruiters if they have that connection already with that company. The next thing you should do is build connections with your professors and advisors. So your professors are often have corporate experience or just experience in general outside of academia, so they know a lot of different connections in that world. So look your professor up on LinkedIn, see who their network is or where their previous experience was, and ask them to make those introductions. And even if they don't have direct contacts there, they can just have that on their radar to introduce you to other people. Like for example, I have an intern and she wants to work in the music industry, specifically music marketing. And one of her professors, she had a really good relationship with him, and I suggested to her, connect with him, go to office hours and actually set up some time to talk through your career goals. And it turns out that that professor had a connection with Sony Music, and they were able to bring in a recruiter from Sony and have a private webinar for a select few students, and she was on that list. So she was able to fast track, get in front of the recruiter. They know her name, she knows their name, and really establish that relationship. Because one of the overarching themes here is relationship building. Your relational connections are a big determination of the opportunities that you will have in your life. So build those now with your professors while you still can, and make sure they know your goals so that way they can have it on their radar. If they ever run into someone who can help you, you'll be the first person on their mind to connect with. And how do you build a relationship with your professor? Ask questions in class, go to office hours, literally set up time to connect with them, and again, tell them your goals and what you want to do with your life. And it won't work on every professor, right? So do this with the professors you have a good relationship, you actually like their teaching style. And you don't have to only wait until you're in your major to do this. Like say, for example, I was a chemistry major. So I took like math classes and other classes that were not related to chemistry. But if I see that that professor has an alignment with one of the organizations that I wanted to work at, like for example, I was really interested in like beauty at one point in time, and I wanted to work at a beauty company such as L'Oreal or Fenty or Elf and be a chemist for them, that I had professors who had experience there and was able to connect with them, learn more about that, and be introduced to that world. And lastly, leverage your career center. Go to career fairs that are hosted by your career center. Even if you don't think that you're qualified to go, still go. Write up a resume and share that with different companies that are at these events, because again, the companies, they need more talent to make sure that their business runs. That's the whole idea behind recruitment. And a lot of these very big companies, Fortune 500 companies, will have partnerships with universities because they know that these universities produce good quality graduates, which will be good quality employees for their company. So take advantage of that relationship. And even if you don't think that you'll qualify for every single opportunity, use it as practice. You may never know. If you meet like 70 to 80% of the requirements, sometimes even less, like 50% of the requirements, depending upon the company, depending upon the relationship that you have with their recruiter, you could still get the internship or the job after graduation. Because most times, those skills that are needed for a job can be taught. What can't be taught are the interpersonal relationship skills that you can practice while you're going to these career fairs and to these various networking events. So don't let job requirements hold you back. But one of the biggest things I want you to take away from this video, if you take away nothing else, is apply even if you don't qualify. Because you may be more qualified than you think. And that's how I made $30,000 from internships while I was in college. And I want y'all to make the same or even more, and then tell me about it when you do. Apply these tips and you are almost guaranteed to get some type of results. I will leave the link to sign up for my free internship guide in the description box below. Be sure to like this video, comment what you want to see next from me. I focus on college, finance, and early career. Again, my name is Nia, so you can expect to see content like this from me. So let me know what you want to see, what questions you have, and how it can be of service to you, or if you're a parent or university leader watching this, how it can help your students. There will be an interest form in the description box below if you are interested in having me speak to your organization or your parents or students. So happy applying, and I will see you in the next video.